Okay, so let's start going through, and this will be kind of the fun part for most of you, I think. We're going to look at each sign, so as long as you know your sign, we're going to talk about what is going on since 2009, going still through 2015. So let's start with Aries. And this is a solar astrology. It's still valid. I would never dismiss it. In fact, as I prepped for this class, I was blown away by how truthful and how insightful the information was. So if you're an Aries, oh, I know what I was going to say, the cusp thing. If you're on the cusp, I really can't help you out today. If you're on the cusp, I want you to listen to both of them, because one is going to make more sense to you than the other. But since 2009 to 2015, the Aries have had Uranus in their first house. Well, the first house is very visible. This is something you see about a person immediately. So we can think of the idea that maybe they started looking differently. Maybe you started dressing differently if you're an Aries. Came around 2009. I say the word self-ordaining because I would suspect that any Aries in the group about 2009 woke up and said, I'm just going to do it. I can do this. And they might have gone out and started something on their own. They may have resigned very quickly from a job. They could have left a marriage. They could have left a long-term partnership. They could have gone out and invested in technology. They so were into the new. And the key word here is self-ordaining. This isn't, oh, I'm going to go back to school and get my law degree. No, this is where self-ordaining. I'm going to start tomorrow. I'm going to do something this weekend. I'm going to be an entrepreneur and I'm going to set up a shop and I'm going to start selling something at the swap meets. It's an immediate, you start living it very obviously, quickly. So that's why I put, you may look odd. People are going, what did you say you were doing? Oh, well, when did you start that? Well, last weekend. Oh, okay. You know, there's an oddness. People change quickly. Remember, this only occurs, assuming that we all live to be 84 years of age. Everyone's going to have this experience once in their life for 7 years. So we go back to the symbol, birth. It's a birthing time period. So you may get a wild idea of invention, how to make something. I put developing a latent talent, not even being aware that you could do this, and someone mentions something, you see someone else do it, and you say, I can do that, I know I can. Now, I'm not saying you would be expert overnight, but you start immediately practicing it on some level, getting your skills up abnormally quickly, because Uranus is rapid change. Engaging in age-inappropriate behavior. Well, that's a fun one, right? So you're doing something that other people are going, you're 60 and you're doing what? You know, and people are very coy and they can be polite, but you sense it in their body language where they start drawing, oh, that's interesting. Their eyebrows go up. Those are the type of reactions. Quickly changing, challenging partners. Partnerships are challenged because the first house is directly connected to the seventh house. So if partner starts getting crazy, wow, that energy goes right over into partner. Is partner going to roll with that? Or is partner going to try to stay like, no? Partner says no, pretty much partnership probably is over. Partner will leave. Right, the partner has to kind of go with it or else, right? And you oftentimes are very inventive, mastering some schematic engineering feat of some sort, and continually having to explain yourself. That is all the call signs for Uranus. I can think of a woman that decided to be a nurse, and she's in her 50s, and she's now decided to start, she didn't have a bachelor's degree, so she had to start over, so started CSN right over here, and is now on her path. And believe it or not, it was a 7-year plan. They told her coming right out of the gate, it's going to take you 7 years to become a nurse. And she said, that's fine, I'll do it. And that was in her 50s. Another gal who had a partner just totally wig out on her, a marriage of 20 plus years, and all of a sudden, he just didn't want to come home at night anymore. He had other people he wanted to hang with. He didn't align with a family. All of a sudden, he was aligning with this group of people over here. Very bizarre little storyline with the details and everything, but those are two just examples of what happens with that influence. Of course, I have to drag Johnny Depp into it. Here we have all these great pictures. Johnny Depp, Uranus is conjunct his Mars in the first house. We know that always affects the appearance of people, how they look. And here's just a few snippets I just picked up of all of his different looks. But no matter if he's in character, that's why he does so well. costume where you're supposed to look scary or weird. And you know, I'm not into my horror films, but that's where he made his debut at, some horror film was very popular. And it makes sense. Uranus, Mars, but the grunge factor certainly has a very strong independent influence there. And Uranus, Mars means generally clashing, often clashing with the establishment, clashing with authority, clashing with the police. So interesting life.